The last time you probably picked up lino was in elementary school art class. Same here, until January. Lino printmaking caught my eye last year while we were traveling around Mexico. Now, we always try to buy art from local artists, and I was surprised by how many did lino prints. They were incredible, so incredible that I even waited overnight for this one print to be printed just so that I could take it home. I'm going to hang it on the wall really soon, and it's a real masterpiece for me. Here's the thing. I've been drawing ever since I can remember, and I tried a bunch of methods from watercolors, oils, crayons, until mixed media caught my heart. I've been quite loyal to a mix of pencil and acrylics ever since. But here's the thing, I'm a perfectionist, and making things the way I see them in my head can get exhausting if it doesn't show up the same way on the paper. And I've also been dealing with burnout, so adding extra pressure to my brain for something that's supposed to be fun, it's quite a struggle. And with detailed pieces, there's always something to improve. I mean, the drawings are just never ending. To top it all off, my brain runs on perfect is better than done, so you can imagine how this mess all looks like. But the thing is that art quiets my mind, and it gives my mind an ability to relax while introducing a whole new level of perfectionism all in one go. But surprisingly so, social media actually helped me out here a little bit. I saw one lino print process video, and then I saw another one, and then I saw another one, and then it kind of dawned on me that if I wanted to get back into art, lino might be just the thing I'm looking for. More minimal, more straightforward, and more importantly, much more forgiving. And maybe a better option for my exhausted perfectionist brain. So I got a lino kit for my birthday, I watched some tutorials, I drew some designs, and the funny thing is that drawing all of a sudden didn't feel as an obligation or very tiring anymore, now that it was just part of the journey and not the end goal. It was very fascinating to notice the little switch. So I've done 4 different carves so far, different materials, different colors. The carving process itself isn't as hard as I expected. My original kit was missing 2 knives, 2 small carving knives, so I also got those, along with 2 extra colors, just to be able to have the freedom to cut whenever, whatever I want. But the carving itself is actually very fun. When I carved the first piece, I was so convinced it would be a complete mess. I was sure that I was going to mess it up, and that it's not a thing I'll show to anyone, and that it's going to be a long, steep learning curve to actually get to the part when the prints turn nice. I was thinking like, this is not going to work, it's going to take me months to get there, I probably picked the wrong hobby. But then I decided that I would go through with it since I started and I already had the kit and all. And I just made like this really nice evening, made a cup of tea, put on a good movie, and set up my workspace to start working. And I carved it, and I printed it, and I peeled back the paper, and it was right there, my first lino print. And I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't head over heels over that first print. Now, the quality of the print obviously is not as good as it should be, nor is the carving itself, because I haven't done this since elementary school, but it just felt so nice and it looked so nice on paper. I was so stoked. There was nothing I wanted to fix. I wanted to show it to the whole world, like, look what I did, this is awesome. And it just felt like winning. It made me feel so good, like art hasn't made me feel this way in a long time. So yeah, definitely a hobby for the future. Obviously, there are a few bottlenecks along the way. I had to be honest with myself, so I have to come up with the carving idea, so with the design. That's definitely one of the bottlenecks. Not having enough lino on hand, it's another bottleneck. And then printing, I think printing gives me the most trouble. Maybe because it's water-based inks and not oil-based. Maybe it's the wrong paper. Maybe it's just practice. I'm guessing it's everything at the same time because perfect is better than done. And my brain just thinks that, by watching a few YouTube videos and doing like 3 different designs, I'm going to master it all. I am not, and we've been having this very fierce debates ever since. But looking back at these prints, I absolutely love them, and I'm really excited to try more and to make more.